Good morning. Good morning. It's time to rise and receive. Welcome to your morning send off designed to support you in receiving what you most want by unlearning struggle. So, today we're going to talk about how to invite good fortune when things are moving slowly. And I actually kind of had to contract the title on Facebook because it wasn't fitting in my announcement. But beyond when things are moving slowly, I'd say when things are not moving in your timeline, the way you'd like to, and the speed and the momentum at which you like. And so this relates to waiting. If you feel like you're waiting, if you feel like you're in limbo, if you feel like you're ready to move forward, but something's kind of dragging along behind you, holding you back, or it's 3 steps forward and 1 step back. That kind of frustration with forward momentum is what we're going to talk about today. So if you don't know me, my name is Sonia Miller. I'm a speaker, coach, and best-selling author, and I am passionate about teaching people how to receive by unlearning struggle. And so what we do here at Rise and Receive each morning is I pull one card from my brand new Receive card deck, and each card has a receiving principle that inspires a message. Now, just for those of you who are new, when I talk about teaching people how to receive by unlearning struggle, what this whole idea, this whole passion that I have about, illuminating for people is that receiving is its own very specific, concrete, and results producing skill set. And unfortunately, most people are sort of weak or malnourished in that skill set. What we're actually really good at, have been rewarded for, have been compensated for and validated for is a whole lot of hard work, the hard work ethic. And so what we do is because we're rewarded for it, we keep doing more of it and we get really good at it. But when the balancing skill set to that, which is receiving, is malnourished, then when we actually need to receive our fulfillment, when we need to stop all of the hard work and tap into what I call the being model of power, in contrast to the doing model of power, most of us don't know how to do that. So then when we're frustrated and the results aren't coming in, or it's slow, or there's resistance, or we're still waiting, then what happens is instead of knowing how to tap into the correct skill set, we do more of what we know. So we work harder. And that's where learned struggle comes in. So some struggle in life is natural, but a lot of struggle is learned, and it comes from doing more of the same thing, expecting a different result. So receiving your fulfillment can be much easier, and when you tap into this skill set, you can receive beyond what your mind can conceive of and what your own actions can make happen. The truth is that the doing model of power is very powerful, but it has limits and it can be very tiring. Whereas when you tap into the being model of power, you can start to receive beyond the limits of doing, and it can be much easier. So with that said, the card that I pulled today is Soothe Your Waiting. Soothe Your Waiting. And I won't read the whole card because I've already done a video where I unpack the entire card, but I am going to read an excerpt from it, and then we'll talk about this idea of how to invite good fortune when things are moving slowly. All right, so here we go. So the excerpt for today starts like this. The cause of every effect begins inside of you, within your feelings. And the reason you want any goal is for the feeling that you think it will give you. But you possess the ability to access these feelings right now. These feelings are the essence of your goals. When you receive the essence first, which you can do right now, then the form comes more easily and quickly in expected and unexpected ways. This practice is called focus on the essence and the form will come, and is very simple. Next time you notice that you're waiting, pause. Then clearly name what you want and ask, how will this make me feel? This allows you to shift from form to the desired essence of your desire. Then breathe into your body and ask, Where does this feeling already exist in my life? Listen and look within. Once the awareness arises, enter this imagined or remembered experience in your whole body. Feel it, daydream it, experience it fully, then give thanks. I am so grateful that I'm already experiencing this feeling. Fill in the blank with whatever your goal represents. Freedom, love, support, connection, abundance, well-being, whatever feels most fulfilling. Then enjoy the relief of experiencing right now versus waiting for when, and watch what you receive into your life. So, this part of Soothe Your Waiting illuminates this idea of essence versus form. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a willingness mantra that you can take into your day. And if you're frustrated with things feeling slow, like you're moving 3 steps forward, 1 step back, every time you feel the feeling of waiting, of frustration, stop, notice, and say this mantra to yourself or out loud. This will begin to change the energy around the slowness and the waiting. Because right now, if you are frustrated and if you're feeling like you're waiting and things are moving slowly, all of your attention is going towards slow, towards waiting, and your consciousness creates your reality. When you start to use this willingness mantra and you activate the power of invitation, which is the heart and soul of receiving, as opposed to intention, which is the main tool set of the doing model of power. You can't control life. You can't make things happen on your timeline. Intention is going to create battle. But when you shift to invitation, your attention starts to bring in and summon all kinds of possibilities. So the power of your awareness is everything when it comes to receiving. Here's your mantra. I am willing to see all the ways that what I want is right here, right now. I am willing to see how what I want is right here, right now. So your mind doesn't need to understand that. The willingness to focus on having what you want right here, right now, as opposed to it's not here, it's moving slowly, I'm frustrated, that changes everything that can come into your life. So with that, if you're interested in this idea, I'm going to unpack it a little bit further. So I want to talk about essence versus form, because if you've been coming to Rise and Receive, it's something that you've heard me talk about before, but today I'm going to unpack it a little bit more. Okay, so what you want is right here, right now, in essence. In essence, the form of what you want may not be here, but the essence is always available as a feeling. So what is essence versus form? I like to think of it as essence is the feeling and form is the container. Okay, so let's talk about some examples. We've all met somebody who we find very attractive in the world of form. Okay, there might be an initial attraction or there's something compelling and we're like, wow, so we're kind of drawn to the form of that person. Then when you start to get to know them, your feelings can change. The essence of that attractive form can make you feel wonderful, and all of a sudden they become more attractive, or they can make you feel bad. It might be something that has you react like, ooh, that person's yucky, and all of a sudden that form is not fulfilling. So what you really are drawn to is a feeling. Same thing happens with, this is a great example because it's kind of paradoxical. When we think of flowers, in general, we think of flowers as beautiful things, okay? But there are flowers that are actually very stinky, right? So here's this beautiful flower, and you go up to it, and the essence of the flower, the fragrance, is beautiful. So it's like, oh, that's what I'm enjoying. That's fulfilling. But if that flower's essence is yucky or stinky, all of a sudden the form is not what you want. You don't want the form. And the same occurs with words. There's a lot of distortion around the power of words. And yes, words are important and powerful, but what's more important is the meaning, the feeling behind them. Okay? We have all had the experience of somebody using words that in appearance, the form is, a positive thing. There's generally a positive association with it. But if the person uses that word with meanness, with like nasty sarcasm, then that word that is supposed to, in the world of form, be so wonderful, all of a sudden it's a word that we don't want to hear from that person. We've seen that word, with, all kinds of words that are supposed to have positive meaning and then are used in mean sorts of ways. So we think we want the form when we are pursuing goals and dreams. We think we want that thing that we've been waiting for to come into our lives. So we become attached to the form. But it causes frustration when what we really want is the feeling. Okay, so when you focus on the essence of want, which brings your consciousness into, I have this right now, by tapping into where it exists in your life, then you become an invitation for that thing to come into your life with much more ease and speed and grace. Okay, so this is how it works, just like the card talked about. Let's say you're waiting for something, you're waiting for something, and you're waiting for something. So for example, I'll tell you what came up for me. When I pulled this card, I had nothing in mind. I just spread out the cards and I said, okay, how do I invite good fortune for those who need to hear today's message? And I pulled the card, Soothe Your Waiting. And then it became kind of a funny sort of a reaction that I had because I've been battling with things moving slowly. This Receive card deck that I've been developing and so excited to launch, I'm moving forward and there's so much energy and excitement and passion behind it, but it really has been like I have cement blocks on my feet. It's like each step I take, it seems like I encounter another challenge or detail or obstacle that drags it. So it's moving slowly. And it just so happens I've been talking to numerous clients who are feeling the same way. It's like they have all this energy and excitement and ambition to move forward on things, but things are moving slowly. So what happens is we can get bound up in wanting the form to come in. But that just makes us feel, back to essence, frustrated. We're focusing on lack. We're focusing on what's not happening. So when I pulled this card, I was remembered, oh yeah, focus on the essence. So the essence is where you say, okay, this dream realized, this goal realized, how will that make me feel? Okay, so for me, around the cards is, it'll make me feel spacious because it'll be done, it'll be complete, it'll make me feel inspired, excited, enthusiastic. And then I look at where in my life does this already exist, whether it's a memory, whether it's something occurring in my life, and it makes me turn on my radar to start looking for it in my life. Anytime that I start to feel spaciousness, excitement, enthusiasm, inspiration, I notice it and I receive that feeling fully because it is right here, right now. Oh, life, thank you for this feeling of spaciousness. It's here right now. I receive it fully, and then I extend an invitation. How does it get even better than this? I promise you, if you practice focusing on the essence of what you want when you feel like you're waiting for it, and you start to look for evidence of when and how that feeling is appearing right here, right now, and you receive it fully, and you give thanks for it, and invite more better, watch what shows up in your life. I have seen this. It's just kind of magical. I have seen things come in with so much more ease and speed, like really quickly or not too far behind. So it's very, very powerful when you start practicing focusing on the essence so that the form, the manifestation can come. Because, as I've said many times, ultimate manifestation occurs when you focus on what you really want, not what you think you want. We think we want the thing. What we really want is the feeling. And the feeling is always available to you, especially when you know how to receive unconditionally. So I hope this is helpful. Here is your mantra for the day if you have been struggling with waiting. I am willing to see all the ways that what I want is right here, right now. Don't worry about the form. Focus on the essence. So if this was helpful, please like, please share. It helps me reach the people that I'm here to serve. And if you're on YouTube, please click on the red subscribe button. You will be notified each time I release a new video. And if you want to keep building on the momentum of receiving your joyful fulfillment by unlearning struggle, and you want to explore next steps, consider joining the early bird list to get your own receive card deck when they are available, which is very soon. I promise. I can't wait to make the announcement. And if you want to really practice the skill set of receiving, because unlearning struggle requires replacing the old habits of struggle with new habits of receiving. Consider the 30-day challenge. You will sign up, get a video from me every day for 30 days. All you have to do is press play, create 15 minutes a day for yourself, and watch what you receive. Have a great rest of your day. The links will be included for those two resources above or below, depending on Facebook or YouTube. And I'll see you at the next Rise and Receive. Thanks, everybody.